Alright, this is today's haul. We'll break it down by components here shortly. Main thing I wanted to get was this motherboard, was what all I was after. But threw in a bunch of other stuff, and I went to another garage sale. I found some more junk. Really didn't need, but what the heck. Alright, this is the first motherboard that showed up in the box. It's a BioStar M4n98TD. Yeah, it's got two sticks of PC 133, just DDR, or PC 333 DDR RAM. One's 512 and one's 268. Got an AMD Duron processor. I believe it's 1.6 gigahertz. And it also came with this NVIDIA Vanta 16 AGP card. Not going to focus. Yeah, that's a 16 megabyte AGP video card. It's a single VGA out. Pretty old school stuff. Standard ports on the back. USB, 2 serial, parallel. Nothing special. Alright, let's take a look at this box of drives and stuff. First, a Motorola Surfboard cable modem, I guess. Won't do me any good because I don't have cable out here in the sticks where I live. I'm still on DSL. Nice little router. Broad skint. Bright port. Power LAN, WAN. 10 base T, USB, on and off, 6 volt DC. Oh, it's a DSL modem. Actually, might be able to use that. I doubt it though. I got CenturyLink DSL and it's pretty proprietary. I don't think I can just plug in any old modem. So, I don't even think I got the power supply for that anyways, but I got 6 volt ones coming out my Yang Yang. Box of hard drives. HMS 30 something, I don't know, drive C 512 2009. Western Digital 1600, so I guess that's a 1.6 gigabyte or 160 megabytes. It's an IDE. Oh, another IDE drive. Seagate 4.3 gigabytes. Ooh. It's not good to be dropping them like this. Draw Jacob hard drive 2 of 2. Samsung 160 gigabyte. That's a SATA. Another SATA. Another Samsung 160. The Thin Max Door Diamond Plus 8 40 gigabyte IDE. Denise's old data. Seagate Barracuda 7200 40 gigabytes. Oh, that's SATA too. I thought that would be IDE. Another Seagate Barracuda 40 gigabyte, and it's SATA 7200. And another Seagate 20 gig IDE. It's not too bad. Another box of goodness. Case fan. What's that? 90? I don't know. Another video card. Like somebody's taken. Oh, I guess the heatsink may be aftermarket. I don't know. 3DFX. Oh, somebody might be interested in that. Oh, Voodoo, huh? AGP. Can't count all the RAM on it, but it's on there. Nice retro gaming card. TV card, Philips. Indonesia. Can actually use these because I have satellite TV, and it's still some of them are HD, but I do have some standard 480 receivers I can plug into a computer and use Media Center on. That's just an old modem riser. Nobody wants those. What's this? What's a network card? D-Link. So I can hold it right side up so you can see. Whee, D-Link. I don't know if it's 10100 or 10. Not sure. What do we got underneath all that? Look at that heatsink. No idea what that would have went to. Got a couple of dinged up pieces on it. I guess it's passive unless you bolt the fan to the side of it. Pretty neat though. Maybe I can find the retention mechanism amongst all this stuff. Keep moving stuff out of the way. Sound card with a modem in it. Those are always bad. Impossible to find drivers for. Probably a Realtek or... nothing jumps out at me. This looks familiar. CT 4520 Sound Blaster of some sort. Have to look that one up. Probably a 16 or 32. A little bent there on the end. These are interesting. Got a riser card for a compact. Boing boing. Got a switch on it. Yeah, just some kind of riser card. Old compact piece. Somebody may need one of those. I can put it up on eBay or something. Another riser for a Packard Bell. Wow. Again, somebody who collects Packard Bell could probably use that. Probably not too easy to find anymore. Most Packard Bells went in the trash. Chipset heatsink. Another heatsink bent. Another heatsink. A whole bunch of RAM. What do we got here? 1 gigabyte PC 5300. Levino. 512 PC 3200. I'm sure this is probably not focusing. Take my word for it. 256 megabytes PC 4200. Focus. Focus. Nah, it's not going to focus. PC 2100, 256. Another one about the same. This is 1 gigabyte. PC 6400. DDR 400, 256 megabytes. And 256 megabyte DD400. Interesting box. That's all from the same guy, by the way. Nice big fan there. Feels heavy. Another Sound Blaster. CT 4520. That was the same as the one we just looked at, wasn't it? AWE Creative. Slot 1 motherboard. Boy, look at that pin stuff. That's just trash. I don't know if you can... Next to the RAM, there's some kind of... They took the sockets off it or something. It's all trash. Trash, trash, trash. I don't know why I brought that home. A slot 1 CPU. I'd have to clean that off to see what it is, if it's any good. IDE CD-ROM. DVD. Oh, it's a DVD. DVD-ROM. Doesn't say anything about CDRW-ROM. H&L data storage. CDRW DVD-ROM. All right. Another IDE. What's this one? Asus compact disc plus. Maybe the power supply for that modem or something. Yeah. Just some cable. It might be just IDE cables, I think. Probably floppy 40 pin. Nice short ones though. CPU board. Master. Alright, that was a boring box. Alright, this is our final box from this guy. This is mostly wires stuff. Ethernet cable. VGA cable. Yeah, VGA. Another Ethernet cable. You just want to get out everything. Network. These are all Ethernet cables. This looks like... Okay, this is a DVI to VGA. Those are handy sometimes. Power cord. Old... Oh, that's S-video to component. On a laptop or something. Just more cables. That's a VGA cable. Network cable. Wall wart for one of these things. We've got a Cisco Linksys E800. Password for this one is firewall. That's a nice heavy switch. Cisco PIX 501 firewall. 100 megabyte. Check that out. I might be able to even use that. Oh. This is a little printer, network printer attachment. HP Jet Direct. Hook your parallel port up there, network on there, and you got network printer. 13 volts. Another cable modem. Yep. Looks like I can't use those. ID hard drive. Another Barracuda. 120 gig. Seagate 3400. ID 16 cylinders. Probably 30 gigs, I don't know. Maybe 3.4. It's a busted laptop SATA CD drive. This is another H&L data storage CD rewriter out of a laptop or server. Doesn't feel right though. Sort of bent up. The tray's not in the right position. And PS2 mices. What the hell? Oh, this is a USB mice. USB. Ooh, that's an old one. It's a Packard Bell. Mouse. Port compatible. Microsoft mouse. My first mouse. Well, at least none of them have balls on them. Pink. And some of the bigger things in the same guy. God, it will not focus. Crappy cell phone cameras. Focus. Oh, yeah, that's how you make it focus. Just a Samsung monitor, 14-15 inch. I don't know. Just got VGA on it. Now he did give me the rest of the pieces of this this case. It's a HP something or other. Has a hard drive in it. Oh! Don't know what's in this thing. We'll have to fire it up. Still got RAM in it. 3 sticks. Got a little video card in there. Just a VGA. I don't think it gave me this piece that covers that up. It gave me the front of it. Some kind of 200 watt power supply with an extra fan on it. It just takes up space. No SATA connectors. CD drive. That doesn't seem right. Oh, yeah, it's coming off. There we go. 478B socket. Oh. Oh. Ah. Come on, straight. Whee. Can't tell you what that is. The writing is too small. I can put it back in there. I do have a Pentium 4 3 gigahertz chip with that socket. I could probably tap in there if I'd want to or not. Where's the arrow? Oh, we'll just leave that for later so I don't mess it up. Like, so this is the main thing I went after. It says old AM2 on it, but I think that's what he wrote on there when he put his old board in there. It was actually AM3 board. Asus. I looked it up online. It was asking like $30 for this alone. I thought this would be a nice board. But it's got all the cables, drivers and utilities. Oh, it's still got a CPU in there. Maybe that's what that heatsink went to. I didn't think it would have one. AMD 3 socket. Uh-oh. Looks like there's smoke on that video. Oh man, I should have looked at that closer. That's probably hosed. You can see it's got burn marks. That's probably not going to work for me. USB 2.0, we say that. But yeah, you can see that socket. You got the burn marks on there. Ooh. I'd be afraid to put a good video card in that because that's just not good. Can't quite make out what the CPU is. Doesn't matter really because the whole thing's trash, so. AMD Turdlin 64X3 3-core. Does use DDR3 RAM though, which is gone. It would have been a nice motherboard, but I don't know. Guess maybe could use that. I don't know, I'm disappointed about that. I thought that was going to be good to go. I just quickly glanced at it and disappointed. Well, anyways, I didn't pay too much. I got all those boxes we just went through, and that monitor, and the motherboard, and that HP, whatever it is. All those hard drives and everything for $60. So not too bad. I mean, you pays your money, you take your chances. Alright, I wouldn't call this as a find, but I needed another laptop, a more modern one, because I didn't have one. I just have an old Dell 8600 with a 1.4 megahertz Centrino. This is a Latitude D820. I guess you'd say I gave like $100 for it, with a bundle with some other stuff I got that wasn't computer related. It's got Windows Home 7 Basic on it today. Don't know why. It's got 2 gigs of RAM, 2 gigahertz Centrino dual core processor, and 120 gig hard drive. And I've been looking at them online, just buyer's remorse, to see if I paid too much for it. And they're online for $100, $150, $200, refurbished. But most of them only have the original 1 gig of RAM and the original 80 gig hard drive. So this one's pushing a little bit more. Should run Windows 7 Pro fine. Dell's website says it's not tested for Windows 10. And not a big fan of Windows 10 anyways. I do have a 60 gig, a couple of 60 gig SATA, what do you call those? Solid state drives. So I thought maybe I'd put one of those on it. See if I get a bit better, snappier performance out of it. It's not too slow, but it hasn't been run much. You just reformatted it and everything. So, oh, my Windows keys down there. Oh my God! If you want a Windows copy basic. Overall score at 2.5. Processors are weak. Anyways, I needed a more modern laptop. Well, I didn't really need one. I wanted one, and I didn't want to buy a new one. And I like my old Dells. Usually don't give me too much of a problem. Dells, I've had but 2 or 3 Dell laptops in the past over the years, and enjoyed them. So this one's in good shape. It does need a battery. It does say that there's a warning down here. It says you're plugged in and charging, but you might want to replace your battery. That's not uncommon. This thing was shipped in 2006 or 2008. I'm looking at the Dell website now. Not sure. Yeah, I think it shipped in 2006. But it's still on Dell. Nice thing about Dell, they keep all their drivers online, even for their older computers. As long as you got the service tag number, you can get everything you need. They've got drivers for XP and Vista. So 7's probably got everything built in that I need already. So yeah, like I said, I'm not. It's not really a garage sale find. I paid too much for it, but I just sort of wanted it. This is my last piece for today. I mainly got this for the case. I was hoping to use that BioStar motherboard I got put it in this case. I thought it'd be neat. Right now it's got a AMD, I think I can read that guy's scribble, but AMD Athlon 64 3200 plus, which is 2.1 gigahertz, 200 gigabyte hard drive, and 16 gigabyte of RAM. I mean, the guy was crazy about RAM. I got this from an older gentleman that just picks up computers at yard sales and resells them. It'll be too dark back there to see anything. One of those cool window cases with lights. Oop, can't take that off too far. The fan's hooked on there by a wire. What's funny is get 16 gigabyte of RAM on 2 sticks. I don't know if that's DDR2 or just standard DDR. Probably DDR. Just hard drive, no SATA. Not sure what kind of video card we're running there. It's PCI instead of AGP. So I guess the whoever built this thing kept their fancy AGP card and just shoved the PCI one in there for now. But I was going to take all this out and put that BioStar in there with the AM3 socket, and put the fastest AM3 processor I could find. But I don't trust that motherboard now with the burn marks on it. I do have an Intel one for socket 775 that I might put in, rebuild it. But let's plug this in and see what it does. So this is that Athlon 64 system running. Pretty nice, huh? All lit up in there, green and blue. Oh, that's just beautiful. I think the front lights up a little bit too. Yeah, the front lights up. Sort of odd though, it's got Windows 7 starter on it again. It doesn't recognize the video card or the AC97 sound card. It has 16 gig of RAM, but only 2 gigabytes is usable under Windows 7 starter. I don't know where he got all the licenses for Windows 7 starter at, but he's got it on a lot of systems. So it is AMD Athlon 64 at 2 gigahertz. It does have 16 gig of RAM. It's really doggy though with this just a standard VGA adapter. That's because it's got that PCI card in there. It doesn't have a AGP card in it. The sound drivers aren't loaded. It's got a 1.0 on the experience index on account of the graphics. Video card's bad. Pretty fast memory for having 16 gigs in there though. Anyways, I'm going to tear this apart and put something in it. It's more interesting than this.